Does anybody have PTSD from that? Does anybody even remember that? Well, assuming you clicked on this episode because you remember this one. Welcome back to Memory Lane. And today our destination is Flappy Bird, a game that is quickly come and gone, probably faster than any mobile game or any game that has reached any sort of popularity ever. You're talking about the game that was here and was gone within maybe a year. The original version of Flappy Bird, I can say. Everybody and their brother was playing this game, you know. And if you didn't have an iPhone, because I don't remember if it was on Android, but I knew it was on iPhone, and I knew who had Flappy Bird on their iPhone because they had a damn spiderweb screen. So Flappy Bird originally came out in 2013 by Dong Nguyen, along with the Develop Corporation of Gears. Now, this is probably one of the most notorious games you can think of when you think of mobile gaming. For the reason of Flappy Bird, it was just a simple game. You're just a little yellow bird, and you were flapping. You were flapping through these pipes, because there was a pipe. It was a pipe or a rod, one or the other. One coming from up top, one coming from the bottom of the screen, and then there's a gap in the center between the two. They don't connect, and you have to maneuver the bird through the gaps. And each gap was a different height. So like there'd be one like smack dab in the middle, then be one right to the very bottom, one, and the next one would be right to the very top. And the objective is to keep the bird in the air, go through the gaps between the pipes, and don't hit anything. Don't hit the pipes. Don't hit the top of the screen. Don't hit the bottom of the screen, or you die and you start at the very beginning. It was simply a game based on patience and high score. You know, how many pipes did you go through? How many? What was your score at the end? It was that. But it was a game that quickly rose to fame because it was not only addicting for that reason, but it caused so much drama to anyone who played it, because everyone always wants to beat their last score to create a new best score, and they always get so close, and then they hit the fucking pipe, and it's game over, and now they're back at the beginning, and then that's when you see the phone go flying across the room. Now, going back into more facts here about the game itself, it did receive poor reviews initially due to its high level difficulty, the alleged plagiarism in the graphics, because the pipes are like very Mario esque, you know, and also the game mechanics. You just tap the screen 9 million times. As all you do, you just tap the screen, keep the bird from hitting anything. And it was also considered addicting, like I said. However, it was one of the fastest and highest grossing mobile games ever. When it comes to like fastest now, it competed with it was earning up to $50,000 a day. That is insane for how fast it hit that point. Like I said, like the game came out in 2013, and I think by 2014 or maybe 2015, early 2015, it was gone, non-existent. Couldn't download it no more. And I remember when that happened, and people were selling iPhones that still had Flappy Bird downloaded on them on eBay for like thousands of dollars. Get the fuck out of here, man. No one's gonna pay $2,000, $3,000 for your busted up iPhone that has a game on it that you can no longer download. Like it's not that. It's not like that, man. I collect video games, man, but mobile games, nah, man. I'm not. No, I don't think so. Let's see. Okay, so it was in 2014. It was early 2014. With the facts I got here from my research, it was February of 2014. It was removed due to overusage and the addictive nature. Over usage. I've never heard of an app getting downloaded or deleted because of overusage. It's an addicting mobile game. Angry Birds, Temple Run, those I'm pretty sure had overusage. I played the hell out of Angry Birds and Temple Run, but I know what they're saying. Dong Nguyen, the guy who made the game, he said he felt bad for all that stuff, and he felt some kind of remorse because of the addictive nature and the overusage and the complaints and the reviews and just the busted phones, the busted iPhones and shit, iPads, you name it. So he took it down, never to be seen again. However, there were many clones made. We all played the Happy Bird clone, or Happy Bird, Flappy Bird clone. I'm pretty sure there was one called Happy Bird, but yeah, like you can download. There was an app. Download it on your phone. Download it on your iPad, your tablet. Go to a website, play it on the computer. You know, the I believe it was like a relaunch for Flappy Bird back in 20. It was also 2014, August of 2014. So, a little over halfway through the year, getting closer to the end here. Flappy Bird Family on Amazon Fire TV came out, so you can play Flappy Bird on like the Amazon Fire if you have like an Amazon Fire Stick, and I believe there was a website for it too. You can play it on as well, um, which I believe it had the original Flappy Bird software on there, so you can play it how it was originally made. There was a video game company called Baytech Games that released a coin-operated arcade game. So if you go somewhere like Dave and Buster's or any place like that that would have an arcade, and they would have it in Flappy Bird arcade cabinet. I you know what I very vaguely remember seeing one somewhere, whether it was like Incredible Pizza or Dave and Buster's, somewhere that had arcade cabinets, places like that, because that's the only places you can think of now that would still have an arcade, or restaurants and party places like that. But I vaguely remember seeing one. Didn't play it, but it was cool when I saw it. I was like, oh look, they made an arcade for it. There was a reboot from Game Tech Holdings and Flappy Bird Foundations back in 2025, so a year ago. I don't know how far they got with that. I don't know how successful they become. I didn't do too much research into that, but I wasn't too eager to see it. And I believe who originally kind of brought it to the forefront. Was it PewDiePie? I think I remember like PewDiePie playing shit. Like it might have been Flappy Bird. It had to been, and it just kind of picked up from him. And then he played it, and other YouTubers played it, other video game reviewers played it, and then everybody was downloading it, playing it themselves. That I remember being in high school and seeing everybody with Flappy Bird on their phones. I was a senior when that game came out, and so it was kind of aging myself here, but when this game came out, everybody had it. Everybody had. I didn't personally have it. I had an Android, so I don't know if yeah, I never really tried to get. I know. I don't think it was ever on Android. I think it was strictly for iOS. You iPhone users. So if anybody back in the days of the mid 2010s to late 2010s, basically like from 2013 to 2014, really. Y'all know Flappy Bird. Y'all know Flappy Bird. You had a friend that played it. You played it yourself. You had it. Maybe your parents, siblings, friends. Yeah, yeah. Everybody had Flappy Bird. That was a game that took over real fast. That was. Yeah, I remember kids in class fucking screaming at their phones and shit. It's like, it's like what's everybody's like, what's going on? It's like I can't get past it. I'm playing Flappy Bird. I was like, bro, chill. It's just, you know, I'm the one to talk. Growing up as a kid, I had some video game rage. I was a controller thrower. You know, but as I got older, I got wiser. I knew the value of money. I knew how much shit cost. I kind of grew out of that shit, but never once did I feel like throwing my phone because of a game. And I played games that pissed me off. I remember when Geometry Dash first came out on the App Store, but that shit was pissing me off. But I didn't throw my phone. You know, Temple Run, Angry Birds. When I was playing those were pissing me off because I couldn't get past that one level, that one spot. We all have that games. We all have those memories. We cannot beat that one spot. But hey, don't break your phone. Just keep playing. Keep playing. Eventually you get through it and it gets so satisfying. You know what? Another game that is going to get an episode here on Gaming Memory Lane pretty soon reminds me of that. And I still play it every once in a while, but I won't spoil it. I will not spoil it. But I still play it every once in a while. And it's just you just got those levels. It's like you get stuck on it for a while, or for the sake of Flappy Bird, you have a high score. Let's say you can't get past 50 pipes, 50 spots. 50 is your high score. And every single time you try to beat 50, you either get at 50 or get close to 50, like 47, 49, 48, 46, and it just bow, you hit the pipe. Or you get too close to the edges of the screen, top or bottom, and you hit that and you die. Like I get it. I very well get it. It's nerve wracking. Like you just want it, just one more. If you have 50 and you've been trying to get past 50, shit, just 51 will do it. You know, just get that satisfaction. And that's what causes games like this to be so addicting because there was no middleman. Like you either you fuck it and gave up, or you kept trying and trying and trying. Eventually, you blow your brains out because it was just too much because you couldn't. It was too frustrating. Really, in reality, you just keep going. It's a game. It's a game. It's a mobile game. Okay, don't don't throw your iPhone out of the window of your car because you couldn't get past 50 points. It's just a mobile game. Like I said, it's just a game. It's just a video game. No need to get mad. Like I said, I'm the one to talk, but I still just walking. A video game controller does not cost as much as an iPhone did back then, and they sure as hell don't do now. Sure, like a PlayStation 5 controller is like $80, but an iPhone costs more than $80. It's an Apple product. Apple Apple takes money out of you, man. I can't even walk past the Apple store when I go to the mall. I feel like I go in debt by just doing that. I have to go around. But there were speculations of people wanting Flappy Bird to come back. And I believe they, like I said earlier, the Flappy Bird Foundation came back. FlappyBird.io, I believe, is the website that I came across. I clicked on it, tried to play it, nothing came up. So I don't know if it's legit or still under construction, or maybe it just didn't want to load for whatever reason. But FlappyBird.io, somebody out there have to test that and let me know. But I don't know. See, this game came out in 2013. So, it's 13 years old. That's not necessarily retro per se, but it is old enough and it did reach enough popularity to get an episode here on Memory Lane. We all know Flappy Bird. We all can picture that little dumbass bird. It didn't have a beak, it just had big orange ass lips, you know, with those big ass eyes, those little ass wings, its round fat body, going through those green pipes that look like they were copy and pasted from the original Super Mario Brothers, with the blue sky as the background. Like we all know for sure what I'm talking about here. We all know that Flappy Bird was a game that everyone downloaded, everyone played, and it was here, had a cup of coffee, destroyed everything, and then left. It destroyed people's personas, their mental health, their uh their iPhones, their iPads. It I'm literally saying this like it's a lot more grotesque than what it is. Like people didn't get depressed about it, but it's like you were having a good time playing it. Now you're pissed off and you're just mad at the world because you couldn't get past that one pipe. But it's so funny just thinking about it. Uh, like I have more because, like I said, I never had an iPhone. I played it once like on a friend's phone, and I was like, I really don't get it. Like to me, it just never caught my attention. You know, like I could see it being a good brain rot kind of game, Good pastime, a good pick up and play. Anybody can play it. You, your mom, grandpa, your 4-year-old brother, anybody. Like all you gotta do is just tap the screen just enough to where he goes through the pipes. Don't hit anything. Don't hit the edges. Don't hit the pipes. Just stay in the air. Go through the pipes. Don't hit nothing. Sounds simple. It played simple, but it's like it was all about precision and patience. You know, like how quickly do you have to tap the screen if one pipe is at the bottom and then the next one after it is all the way up? Like there was very little room for error. I must admit, but I also will admit it's just like it's no different than any other game that was made that way. I mean, shit, there were Super Mario levels that were made like that. Geometry Dash is made like that. You know, like it's just they all kind of have their stick, and they just need to pick how the game is going to be played and what are you going to do to develop it. Like are they going to put in microtransactions? Are they going to put in DLC? Are they going to make a part two? Flappy Bird, it was the most simple concept, the most simple graphics, the most simple everything, raised as much money as $50,000 a day, destroyed about $50,000 worth of iPhones every 2 hours, and was quickly removed in February of 2014. It was here for a year, maybe a little less than a year, but we'll just say for the sake a year. This has to be the quickest game to ever come and go due to the reasons that every other game has gotten popular because it's addicting or because it's a brain rot game, pick up and play. Anybody can play it. I'm surprised it didn't get further, you know. And I'm not sure, I don't quite remember if there was any like Flappy Bird merchandise. I don't think so. I mean, it was around for a year roughly, so it may or may not. I mean, it made enough money. They very well could have made like Flappy Bird plushies or Flappy Bird T-shirts. They could have gone all out with that money. But Dong Nguyen said, "Nah, he's cutting it loose. He's cutting it loose." I'm just still thinking about people screaming in the middle of class. Like I remember there was time where in class we would have like quiet study time or whatever you want to call it, or especially like towards the end of the semester, like right before breaks, like right before Christmas break, right before summer break, spring break. Right before those times, we would always have at least one class period where it was just like, well, there's not a whole lot to do today. If you finish this worksheet, just sit quietly on your phones or whatever till the end of class. And then some kid get on your phone, play Flappy Bird, and you just hear ah, I'm overloading the mic here. I know that, but you just that's what you hear. It's like, dude, no, man, no. I'm not gonna sit up here and listen to you scream and cry at your phone for the next 30 minutes. Like I would get so mad. Like luckily they'll let us put on headphones. I was remembering I I sure as hell learned quick to bring my headphones to class on those days. Cause like, okay, well, break is coming up. Next week is break, so this is the last week before, spring break or whatever. I'm gonna have my headphones on me because I ain't trying to hear this shit. You know? It's it's not really a whole lot of meat on this bone. Everything I said is possibly what I could say about it. Like I said, the only memories I have was just watching other people lose their shit. And then when I tried to play it, it was just like, whatever. It didn't get my attention too much, you know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of people out there remember Flappy Bird. We all remember the little bird that destroyed our phones. We all remember our time in class screaming, everybody looking at us and laughing at us because we're making noises at our phones. We all remember that. I don't know if there's a such high demand to bring back Flappy Bird, but I know it's made its presence known with the clones that they were made and the rip-offs and the of course the reignition of Flappy Bird with Flappy Bird.io, Flappy Bird Foundation, and Flappy Bird's family on Amazon Fire. It's uh it's a game. It's a game that that created a fan base very quickly and then just went away and people started forgetting about it. But I believe it was impactful enough as a mobile game to get itself this little episode here. This episode is not going to be as long as most of them are, but it's going to be long enough for me to say what I had to say about it. But that's all I can say about it. So, Flappy Bird. Uh, well, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know that I see the numbers. I see the numbers going up, man. My followers, my listens, my downloads. I love seeing that. Keep it up, man. I'm having fun with this. I'm having fun coming up with ideas to do for episodes. As of right now, I'm doing some just stuff like this, like flash games, mobile games. Stuff that's been around for a long time and it's considered retro and has somewhat of a fan base. But as I continue doing this stuff, I'm gonna get into bigger titles, some bigger games, some bigger topics. Be sure to check out my YouTube, Kevin Gill Gaming. Having a lot of fun over there. I'm seeing those numbers go up too. That's awesome. I'm doing let's plays over there. I'm doing shorts. I show off my video game collection. You can watch me do some half-ass commentary while I do some let's plays. As of right now, I'm doing SmackDown Here Comes the Pain on the PlayStation 2. And yeah, be sure to check out my socials, Instagram and Facebook, Kevin Gill Gaming. All my sources have the same profile picture. So you can't miss me. All right, y'all. Until next week, I'm out.